This video is a sample from the Secret Guitar Teacher Interactive course, The 5 Main Elements of Music. The 5 main elements of music. Element number 2, Scales, Section 2.3, Developing Improvising Skills. Part 6, String Pairing. Back in Lesson 2.2.3, Technical Basics for Lead Guitar, I briefly mentioned combining techniques using something I call string pairing. In this lesson, I want to take a closer look at this all-important method of enhancing your speed and fluency on lead guitar. String pairing basically refers to the joining together of notes played on two different strings in a rhythmically seamless way. Here are some random examples. The key to successful string pairing is to make sure that the picking hand sets the pace and the fretting hand moves in time with it. We sometimes say, make the fretting hand slave to the picking hand, or words to that effect. This is perhaps best experienced by copying the following two drills step by step. Our first drill is the ascending hammer-on triplet. This is going to sound like this. We'll start with the easy version, which is played using two adjacent open strings. Let's do it on the D and the G string. Play the D string with a downstroke, followed by the G string on the upstroke. Start slow and settle into a repeatable, steady rhythm like this. Experiment with how you're holding the pick to make this as easy as possible. You can have too much pick hanging out, gives you a bit less control, and if you've got too little pick sticking out, it requires finer control. So somewhere in between those two extremes, you'll find the right length of pick hanging out for you. So once you can do it slow and steady for 20 seconds or more, then work to gradually speed it up like this. But at each stage of this drill, notice that steady rhythm is the essential element. As you go faster, you find you may have to move the pick in a little bit less pick sticking out. But the rhythm must be as steady and smooth as you can get it. Speed isn't that important at this stage. Experienced players will get this within a few seconds. But for others, you should allow hours, days, even weeks of practice to master this stage. Once the picking hand has built up some speed at a steady rhythm, the next step is to introduce a hammer-on, so that we turn our two-note phrase, 2 and 3 and 4, into a triplet phrase, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So the word triplet in music means a group of 3 equal notes to be performed in the time of 2 or 4. So in this case, we're adding in a third note between each pair of notes without disturbing the timing of the original pair. Your ability to do this is very dependent on your guitar playing level of experience. So beginners may find themselves having to be very patient and persistent to get this skill learned. Once you've got this down with open strings, try the same drill with all the notes fingered. Let's try it up here at the 10th fret. What makes this more difficult than the open position drill is that we have to bar both strings with the index finger and then bounce the third finger on and off like this, 2 frets higher. If you find that difficult, experiment with the angle of the fingers. You can move the index finger around like that, or on its edge like that, and you'll notice that that brings this finger onto its edge as well, and that may be easier than using it straight on like that. In other words, just move around a bit and try different things out until you find the easiest approach to suit you. There is a slightly easier version of this. If we come across to the B and the G string, we can do it off the 11th fret here. One example of being able to actually benefit from the tuning anomaly. Our second drill is the descending pull-off drill. Again, we can start with the open string version on the G and D strings, but this time we start with the finger at fret 2 on the G string. And get the rhythm going on just 2 notes while we concentrate on the picking action, which again should be down, up, down, up. Notice though that because we're descending the strings this time, the pick effectively works inside the pair of strings rather than outside as it did on the hammer-on lick. And again, it's vital to get the pair of notes played nice and rhythmically and get it up to some sort of speed before attempting to add the third note in to make the triplet. And this time, the triplet is completed by using a pull-off in the middle of the pair. A good tip here is to make sure the finger playing the pull-off travels through the same circular motion as the pick. If you try it with the pull-off going in this direction, really more of a push-off than a pull-off, you'll find it takes a lot longer to get this coordinated. That's easier than that. Once you have this down as an open drill, try try the movable version. Let's go up to fret 12 to start this. Place both the first and third finger on the G string at frets 10 and 12 and start by playing the G and D strings alternately, getting the third finger to hop across in time with the down up picking action like this. Again, notice the circular motion of the third finger and how that is similar to the motion of the picking hand. Once that's well established, try adding in the pull-off down to the finger at fret 10 on the G string like this. We've got a little bar there. Once you have these basic drills thoroughly under your command, then see if you can branch out by adding some of these variations and combinations. So this is a hammer on immediately followed by a pull off. Here is a hammer on pull off. So I'm playing the G string on a downstroke, bouncing the third finger on and off to get a hammer on and a pull off, and then going back down to the D string at the same fret. So what else have we got? We can do a bend, unbend, we're getting 3 notes out of this string: bent, straightened, pulled off, and then we're hitting the one below. What else can we do? Oh yeah, a double hammer on. And a double pull off. There's a little sort of cascade of notes. So that's the hammer on slide, hammer on pull off, slide and then down. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd really like to maximize your potential as a guitar player, click on the link in the description below to the Secret Guitar Teacher site. Here you can sign up for a 30-day trial free of charge and without obligation. We won't even ask you for your credit card number.